Today's going to be an exciting day, and I'm headed to Ducati of Newport Beach once again. And this time, I'm riding their V4R as well as their Hyper Motard. And right now I'm at the car wash. What's better than going to Ducati in a clean Porsche, riding a Ducati V4R and a Hyper Motard and who knows what else. It doesn't get better than this. Almost there. Took me an hour to get here. Traffic was pretty smooth, but I can't wait. Mike, you are the owner of Ducati of Newport Beach. Tell me about your dealership.
We've been here almost 11 years. So we opened up in May of 2009. It's been an experience. We are a flagship dealership for Ducati. We specialize in everything Ducati. We're the only flagship store in the Southwest United States. Everybody should experience it at least once. What I'm going to share with you is my experience with riding previous Ducati superbikes comparatively to this. So my experience is it's always been fun when Ducati comes out with the latest greatest. This bike in particular is probably one of the easiest motorcycles, superbikes period, not Ducati, metric, German that I've ever ridden. Easy to ride, easy to manage, the electronics are wonderful, ergonomically, because you can tell I'm not a little person. It's comfortable for me. Just one inaugural ride up Ortega Highway here in Southern California, and I was in love. I like high performance cars, so it makes me feel like a supercar category.
Right.
This would be a supercar category.
I would consider this a hypercar category.
Yeah, I would too. I think it's safe to say that because the electronics are so good and it manages the power so well. We've done the full Acro system on this and some other carbon bits to it. And I love the sound. And I've owned a Desmo Sedici, and of course, that sound is second to none. But this bike, I don't know. I think it's really, really special. I think they've done a great job with it. It's a lot of fun to ride. It's very confidence-inspiring motorcycle to ride, especially for a sport bike.
Now I got a question for you. Everything that you said sounds wonderful, and you're tempting me to ride the bike. Would you allow me to ride it?
Oh yeah.
Happy, 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 I'm happy, yeah!
You're going to be you're going to be the only one other than the tech that prepped the bike and myself that's ridden. I'm a little stingy when it comes to fun stuff like this.
Okay.
But I know you'll do a good job taking care of her, and I don't let people usually date my Italian supermodels. We'll make an exception in this case, so you can't be a bad guy.
If you have a Porsche.
If you got a Porsche. Or a Ferrari, or a Lamborghini, I better throw that in there too.
You know, there's one of those days that's one of those highlighted moments. It is such a treat to be invited over to ride Mike's Ducati V4R. Wow, I'm in for such a treat. Look at this thing. What a gorgeous piece of artwork. I mean, I could literally take this thing and just put it in my living room and stare at it all day, every single day. Look how beautiful it is. It is so gorgeous. It's got those perfect, beautiful lines. It's almost like a beautiful supermodel. Gorgeous, breathtaking bike. Wow, I just can't get enough of this. So this is a 2020 model V4R. and I feel like I'm so lucky to be even standing close to this thing. It's a limited production bike, and there's not too many of them out there. As a matter of fact, you'll never see one of these bikes in the wild, and if you ever do, it's probably a very special moment. You probably won't see it ever again. What sets this bike apart from the regular V4S or the V4 is that this bike has a 998cc engine. The reason why they did that is because they needed to comply with World Superbike standards. They've had some changes, and a lot of you are probably wondering, how the heck did they get 200 plus horsepower? So according to Ducati, they're saying that the bike has 221 horsepower, but they've managed to lower the weight, give it a lower displacement, so this way it can race with the World Superbike, and at the same time they've given it more horsepower. So the traditional V4 or V4S has 214 horsepower at the crank, but this one has 221 horsepower. But this special model that's in front of me right now has 234 horsepower, and it weighs less than the stock version because they've added the Akrapovic exhaust. And of course, as you can see over here, it also has the dry clutch system, which I can't wait to start this bike up and take it for a little spin. Currently, I haven't started the bike. I don't even know what it sounds like, but I've seen tons of videos on this bike, and it sounds like a complete animal. It sounds way different than a regular V4S, and this is what I keep hearing from everybody. But for me, every single time you get behind something this gorgeous, every single time you get behind something this beautiful and this exotic and this expensive, the reason why these bikes cost so much is because it gives you a certain feeling when you're behind the wheel. Yes, of course, it's stupid fast. Yes, of course, it goes around the track 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's got 1,000,000 horsepower. All that aside, the feeling it gives you is a feeling that is very, very special, and that is what I want to experience with this bike, because I know what the V4S feels like. I know what my 959 Panigale feels like, but I want to know what this feels like. The feeling this bike will give me is something that I'm really, really looking forward to. So just like the 2020 V4S model, we have these gills, and the reason why they have this is to channel the hot air out. So they didn't want it going inside here. As you can see, they put some they've put some padding over here to shield the heat. So the heat's going to come out of here, and it's also good for aerodynamics. And the wings that you're looking at, they're full carbon fiber. Now in 2016 they had these carbon fiber wings on the MotoGP bike, but because of restrictions, probably because other manufacturers didn't like it, it was way too competitive at the time. Ducati was way ahead of its time in 2016. So when they came out with these winglets in 2016, for safety reasons, they had to recall these and take them out. Now MotoGP has something completely different, which is hidden, or it's not really hidden, but it's closed off. So as a matter of fact, these winglets perform better than the current MotoGP. So check that out. On a street model, someone like me, a Joe Schmo YouTuber like me, can get behind this bike, which has a better winglet system than the regular MotoGP bike. That right there is just out of this world crazy. I can't believe that. So let's talk about some of the carbon pieces that are on this bike. We got carbon pieces here. We got carbon pieces here on the foot pegs. I don't know what to call this, but this is carbon. You have a dry clutch system, which if you know anything about dry clutches, you get that clickety-clackety sound of that Ducati engine. Most of the Ducatis back in the days used to be a dry clutch, but they've taken away the dry clutch system for some reason. But it gives it extra character. It gives it extra personality, and that's what I love about this. It's got carbon fiber pieces here. Also, we got the fender eliminator kit. All right, I think there's one thing to do, and that's to take it for a spin. All right, boys, you know what time it is? It's time to turn it on. Time for a cold start. And I don't want to forget my gloves, like last time. We're gonna have a funny moment, but you know you love that, though. You love me making mistakes. But I got you this time. I'm not going to do that. So, it's a neutral. Let's turn this baby on. Actually, I want to turn it on and look at the dry clutch moving around. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Look at that. Good Lord, is this for real? Come on, somebody pinch me. If this is a dream, I want to know if it's a dream. I want you to pinch me. I'm just a regular guy. Just like you, who is watching at home, I'm just a regular guy. True confession, I've only been riding a motorcycle under 8 months. I haven't been riding for even a full year, and in my hands, I have the brand new Ducati V4R. 234 horsepower. I can't believe this. Oh my god, wait a second, I gotta edit that out. I just had a conversation with Mike. That's Ducati Newport Beach's owner's bike. I shouldn't be saying that. Okay, alright, forget it. I'm cutting that part out. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. First impressions getting on this bike, it feels lighter than the regular V4S. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Oh my god. This bike does not like low revs. Oh. Alright, I gotta promise not to giggle like a schoolgirl again. If you've seen my other video, all I did was giggle like a schoolgirl. It wasn't even a review. It was just me giggling the whole time. I can't do that this time. Seriously, guys, I can't do that. Oh, I'm riding a V4R. Mike is crazy for letting me ride this bike, but I can say this now because he can't stop me anymore. No, seriously, what a wonderful guy Mike is. But these guys actually love what they do, and that's wonderful. First of all, for letting me ride this bike, and second of all, for having such a nice attitude. Alright, here we go. Looks clear. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. What a comfortable bike. Oh my god. Feels like a regular 959. Well, I should say V2. Too much fun. Too much fun. Alright, let's get down to this review. Let's get to some facts and figures. First of all, I'm getting on this bike. It feels ultra light. I don't know what they're doing to this bike, but it feels so light. It is so easily flickable. My goodness. Even more so than the V2. Even more so than the V4. Very flickable. Feels very, very light. Although this bike is a full race bike for the street. Speaking of race bike, this is a World Superbike, kind of like a replica, if you want to call it that. The World Superbike, first of all, they got the World Superbike, which is unbelievably awesome, and then they have the street version, which is this one here. Scott Redding would be proud of me, because this is his bike. Scott Redding rides this bike. Oh my god. This is not even a steep turn, and my god, this thing just wants to go. Alright, turn coming up. Chill, relax. Wow, it turns in so easily, effortlessly. Oh my god, the power. Unbelievable. It sounds so vicious. visceral, but it's so effortless to ride. I feel like any beginner can ride this bike. No, I take that back. If you're a beginner, don't buy this bike. All I'm saying is that it's very easy to ride. Don't take that the wrong way. You should definitely have some 1000 experience in your bike collection, or have ridden a few 1000s before you get inside this beast of a bike. 234 horsepower and 1,000,000 foot-pounds of torque. Wow, unbelievable. The enthusiasm you're hearing from my voice, believe me, I'm not making it up for the camera. This is as real and as authentic as it can get. You know, I'm just a normal guy just like you, and I'm riding a bike that is fit for a professional, and I'm nowhere near that. So if someone like me can do it, someone like you can do it as well. Just don't forget that. Oh my goodness. My God. If you would compare this to any kind of car, you would compare this to a Bugatti Chiron. We're not talking sport bike anymore. We're not talking super sport anymore. We're talking hyper sport. This is on a class of its own. This is lunacy, complete lunacy. Hand this over to the wrong person and you're talking death. Instant death. Now let me, whoa, let me back up a little bit. Let's not talk about death. But anyways, you get me, right? This bike is lunacy, my goodness. It belongs at the track because this baby moves so quick. Oh my God. Oh my God. Never in my life have I felt something like this. Never. I've ridden supercars. I've ridden a McLaren 720S in the exact same road. And that car was freaking bonkers. But I've never in my entire life have experienced power such as this in the manner that this delivers it. God. The rev limiter on this is 16,500 RPM, but it kicked me back at about 15,500. So there's a discrepancy there. I can't believe I got a full 234 horsepower out of this thing. Mike, if you're watching this, I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry, buddy. Please, don't restrict me from future reviews, please. I love you, brother. We're Porsche dudes, don't forget that. Oh, man. What an awesome guy. Oh, my God. Oh, it's so light, this bike. It feels so light. It makes my 959 feel like an elephant. Sound. It is so ruckus. It is so raunchy. It is so visceral. Every fiber of my body wants to go fast. Every single fiber. The amount of testosterone that is seeping out of my pores, it is in the gallons. If you can see it coming out of my pores, it is in the gallons. I feel like I'm 14 again. Well, actually, to be accurate, I feel like I'm 21 again. Oh my goodness. Take me to heaven and let me get this bike. And the heaven would be the racetrack. I just want to ride, but I can't. Unfortunately, my dudes, I am limited to about 10 miles on this bike, and I don't know how many miles I just did. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My heart is racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. This is as close to World Superbike as you're gonna get. There's no other feeling like this bike. I'm afraid I'm never gonna feel this again. I can if I plop down $40,000 for this bike. Which, let me tell you something, it is worth every frickin' dime. Every frickin' dime is worth buying this bike. And I thought I was in love with the V4S, but this takes it to another level, man. This takes it to another level. It is a whole new category. If you're looking at this bike and you're thinking to yourself, 998cc, doesn't have a displacement of the 1103cc of the V4S, you're out of your mind. You gotta come experience this. You don't think this is for you, or you think this is not enough bike because of the displacement, you're totally out of your frickin' mind. You gotta come experience this. You gotta come take a look at it. You gotta fire it. You gotta rev this engine. And most of all, you gotta feel it. The bike gives you a feeling like no other. And that's something you will never ever get with any other bike. It is a truly special experience. Sound, sound, sound. The sound is to die for. Like I told you, this bike doesn't like low revs. It's a race bike. We're gonna pull over and put it on race mode. All right, race mode. Woo! Woo! Oh my goodness. I want this bike so bad. Go into my life savings as soon as I get home. Oh my god. Oh my god. Race mode is even more bonkers. Oh. 'Oh my god, I think I just soiled my pants. Mike, I'm sorry, but I soiled my pants. My god, this bike is so easy to ride. So simple to ride. .9,000 RPM and it feels like I'm in 50,000. Oh, love that sound. That dry clutch. I would just rev the engine all day. If I could. Why not? Between 1 and 2,000 RPM. Ooh. Everything behind me got real small. Oh my god. Alright, before I get too ahead of myself, and before I get there real fast, because this review is coming to an end, let's recap a little bit. First and foremost, the sound of this bike is something that you will never, ever hear in your entire life unless you own one of these bikes, or unless you are as lucky enough to ride one, like I did. It is the same exact sound as Scott Redding's World Superbike, if not a little bit. His bike is probably a little bit louder, probably, because it's probably got all straight piped and everything, but my god, it sounds freaking phenomenal. Sound-wise, it is the best damn thing ever. I have never in my entire life have heard anything like this. This is MotoGP World Superbike class stuff. The power, the delivery of it is so smooth. So smooth, I can't believe that someone like me is able to ride this thing with one hand and pin the throttle like I am right now. I can't believe it. I can't believe how smooth this bike is, how easy it is to ride, how light and nimble it feels. Look at this thing. Thrashing it into the corners is like taking a walk. It is so simple. The suspension is ultra smooth, and the suspension on this bike, because to save weight, they didn't give it electronic suspension like the V4S. They gave this bike all manual suspension. It looks similar to my 959 Corsa. And my god, it is very smooth. It is a lot more smoother than my 959 Corsa. This bike is definitely set up for the street. I'm not really sure what it's set up for, but it feels definitely like it's been set up for the street. Oh, I don't know, man. I can't get enough of this. I can't get enough of this. I feel like everybody's staring at me. That's how much attention this bike gets. Oh. If it looks like I'm showing off, it is because I'm showing off. I just can't get enough of this bike. Everyone needs to experience this bike. I'm not, believe me, by the way, believe me when I tell you this, I am not being paid by Mike. I'm not being paid by Ducati of Newport Beach. I am reviewing this bike because it's for my channel, and Mike gets great publicity, and it's one hand shaking the other. They don't pay me for saying this. But with that being said, go to Mike's dealership, go to Ducati of Newport Beach, test out some of their bikes. They'll literally hand the bike over to anybody who's got insurance, good insurance, and a clean license. So if you're interested in a Ducati, definitely check these guys out in Newport Beach. Even if you live out of state, if you want the absolute best upscale type of service and feeling that you get for buying a bike, these are the guys to go to. And believe me, once again, hand on heart, I'm not being paid to say that to you. Just putting that out there. Wow, turns it so easy. I want to ride this bike home, but that would be theft. That would be theft. The cops will be called. It'll be much easier just to save up enough money to be able to afford it. And come on guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of good stuff coming, as you can tell. I have to own this bike. I have to own it. I have to own this bike. I have to own this bike. Oh, How could I go back? It's so difficult. I hate you, Mike. I hate you for letting me ride your bike, but I love you at the same time. I have to own this bike now. That's it for me. I'm done. Like, how could I go back to what I have now? You're talking Bugatti Chiron territory, hypercar territory, or hyper bike territory, compared to my bike, compared to my car, which is like a Mazda Miata. My goodness, you have no idea how ferocious this bike sounds, how fast and visceral this bike is. Every fiber of my skin wants to go fast. The natural territory for this bike is the racetrack. You're doing this bike a disservice if you buy it and don't track this bike. It turns in so easily, my God. There we go. Back to home, back to Ducati Newport Beach. Man, I don't want to give it up, but I have to. Oh my God, I can't believe this. What a review of this amazing 2020 Ducati V4R. Oh, I'm really sad to see it go, but I gotta give this bad boy back. Oh, what an experience. Well, boys and girls, unfortunately this review's got to come to an end. But the good news is that the V4S is sitting right next to me over here. And although I've reviewed this bike, the next video that's going to be lined up is of you seeing this bike next to the V4R, and I'm going to give you guys a good comparison between the two. But until then, please don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Let's get my channel to blow up. Without my support, without you guys commenting, without you guys liking my videos and subscribing, there's really no point for me to do any of this stuff. I'm also going to do a dash review as well, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But before I let you go, hear this exhaust one more time.